Hi guys, what's up? It's Alex here. Today we are here with a Canadian Grand Prix in F1 2015 career mode. This is one-shot quality, so we go across the start-finish line, we're braking into turn 1. At the moment it says we're P1, but we go slightly wide through that first turn, then a little bit wider through that second turn, lose quite a few positions through those first couple of corners. Looks like we don't quite have the grip of Lewis Hamilton in his Mercedes, and quite a few other cars to say that as well. A little bit sideways, slightly touching the wall there, but looks like through the first sector we're not going to be too far behind Hamilton, but half a second through that first sector behind Lewis Hamilton. That's what the sector split says. We're actually predicted to be at least 9th place in this qualifying session, so hopefully we can beat that. But then again, we do have quite a few straights in this track, and obviously we have that Renault engine which doesn't have much straight line speed, so basically I've had to trim the aero down on this car quite a bit. I've had literally only like no downforce on this car at the moment, so it's quite hard to drive, but it's not too bad in the straight line. Let's just say that. Let's see when we go down the straight here what sort of top end speed we get to, because generally in the Renault you don't get that great top end speed, but you can see down this back straight here we don't actually do too badly. With the help of DRS as well, you can see we're well over 190, now over 200 miles an hour, hitting I think that's 211 miles an hour down that back straight there, so definitely quite a bit of speed through there, and quite quick through the chicane as well. Up to the start finish line, what's it going to be? Was that P5 or P4? It flickered to P4 just as we finished that session there. So let's see what time and what position we did actually get in that session. So, I mean, I think it's probably going to be a 5th. It might have glitched out a bit there. But, oh no, it's not. We actually got 4th place there. We got Vettel just on the line there. We finished 0.3 of a second behind Hamilton. That's not actually that bad whatsoever. But anyway, let's have a look at the lights then, guys, here in Canada for the Canadian Grand Prix. The lights are out and away we go. We get a pretty decent start here, beating Raikkonen down to turn 1. It looks like it at least breaking a little bit later around the outside, leaving him space. There's no contact. That's us up into 3rd place and a podium position here in Canada. But we've got both of those Mercedes just in front of us here, and that's going to be incredibly tough to get past them. But they're quite slow, especially when they're running side by side here through this first sector. At least it looks like we can keep up with them. They're very slow through there, leaving a massive gap down the inside. We've gone for the move, and somehow in our Toro Rosso we are currently leading the Canadian Grand Prix. Did not expect to be saying that when I sat down to record this video, but anyway, now we're just going to be defending the inside line, because obviously the Mercedes will have the extra horsepower down the straight, or the extra straight line speed I should say, to hopefully get past us. Well, they're hoping to get past us. Hopefully for us they won't get past us, but you know what I mean. They've got a good straight line speed there, so they're looking to get past us pretty easily, and into the braking zone at the hairpin, locking up once again. What a surprise that is. But Lewis Hamilton and Rosberg both are behind us on this first lap of this race here, which is exactly what I'd like to be saying. To be perfectly honest, I don't think I'd have believed it if you told me I was going to be leading this first lap of the Canadian Grand Prix, but actually it's not that easy, because look in the mirror, guys, those Mercedes are coming very close to us in the final chicane, but we do actually keep the lead of the race there, and we do maintain the lead of the race to go across the line this first time. It's the first time actually in this career mode we have led a Grand Prix, but heading into turn 1 we have completely messed it up across the outside of the turn 1 corner there, and you can see we lost quite a bit of time out of that, but luckily for us we do actually stay ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg through there. So even obviously that's not ideal, we just completely locked up there and nearly lost a couple of positions through there, but we did stay in the lead of the race. Maybe it's just the pressure getting to me. I mean, we're in the lead of the race here. I'm just trying my best here to try and do some good lap times here, but obviously when you're running well and stuff like that, it's really not helping out your lap times. But here we are, Hamilton's going on the attack, he's down the inside, but we're going to brake a little bit later. We're going to go around the outside of Lewis Hamilton and take back the lead of this race. I'm running out of my voice is just like running out already, and it's such a crazy start to this race. I did not expect to be doing this well into the hairpin. I didn't actually realise Hamilton was actually still down the inside of me there, but we're heading down the straight 3 wide. It's myself and both of the Mercedes here. You can see 3 wide, but Hamilton's got slightly in front of here, but now we're in a line and there's no DRS to help us out here. It's just like, it's a bit like NASCAR. Which way are you going to go? I dive to the inside here and brake a little bit later than both of those Mercedes, get it turned into the final chicane, and we go back into the lead this race. A lot thanks down to the little downforce that we're running actually, because it means that we could sort of defend from the AI in that instance. But hairpin once again, we run a little bit wide. Obviously they're going to have DRS. Whoa, Hamilton going very close to pushing us into the wall there, but Hamilton gets past us even before the DRS. But we use our rich fuel mixture, and as we're right up behind him in the slipstream, we can really capitalise on his DRS even though we don't have it ourselves. But into the braking zone, we're going to brake it ever so slightly later down the inside of Hamilton. and back into the lead this race. But now, once again, we're running side by side with Hamilton down this back straight. You guys seeing this theme? Yeah, it's going to continue for the rest of this race, believe me. Down the inside of Lewis Hamilton, down into the final chicane. Are we going to brake a bit later? Yes, we do once again. We move, locking up a little bit more this time, hopping over the curb a bit more this time, and we move back into the lead of this race. Now, skipping ahead to lap number 8 here. This is actually our pit stop lap, and it's actually started to spread out a little bit behind, as you can see. Vettel and Rosberg seem to have moved up the positions. Not too sure where Hamilton has gone in this race, but anyway, we're into the pit lane here now, and hopefully we don't get held up behind any other teams that possibly come through the pit lane. But you know, we've seen really quick stops from the Toro Rosso guys so far this season, so hopefully that's a repeat in this race as well. 2.3, that could actually have been our best pit stop so far this season, exactly when we need it. We're in the prime position here to actually go for a decent result. So I mean, decent result, you could say, well, that's just points in the Toro Rosso, but an amazing result, let's say, in the Toro Rosso, going for a possible win. That is incredibly surprising, but I'll definitely take it. We risked it with the sort of setup, actually, didn't we? Running the low downforce setup, but it's really paying off for us here today. But anyway, down this back straight once again. What a surprise. We're going side by side with some more cars. This time it's Vettel and Rosberg who've gone past us here. Rosberg really crazy with his DRS move down the outside, but we're going side by side here with Vettel. There's contact between us. I tried to leave space there, but I go around the outside of both of them once again to go back into the lead of this race. Now, this race is getting a little bit tense so far, and breaking into turn one, we completely messed up now. Looks like Vettel, yeah, Vettel's going around the outside of us here. We're trying to go side by side with Vettel, but he has the superior traction around the outside, and he takes the lead of this race here. Am I going to lose this race on the last couple of laps? That'll be absolutely destroying, but who knows, it might happen. But it's the last lap of the race here. We've got one final chance here to try and get past Sebastian Vettel. We break into the hairpin, a little bit of contact. I braked a little bit later than I have done throughout this whole race with worn tyres as well. Obviously I'm going to be locking up and smashing into someone at the front of me here, but we're going to have that DRS wide open here. But are we too far back here to try and capitalise on this? Is it going to be our last couple of laps loss here for us? I mean, because our second place is absolutely amazing, but I try and do my best here to get a really good run through the final corner, slightly cutting that first corner there, but up to the start finish line. Vettel, he just mastered that race. He drove a really good race in those last 3 or 4 laps to get past me and capitalise when he could. But look at this, we're on the podium. I didn't expect to see that, but really good scenes here. Our first podium. I mean, a lot of you guys were calling it in the last couple of episodes. You're going to get a podium soon, Alex, is what people were saying. And we have got a podium here. Carlos Sainz looks very happy with that. And now time for the celebrations here in Canada. You can see Vettel spraying most of his champagne over Rosberg and looking pretty happy with that. And yeah, nice little, you know, bit of the glasses there. Everyone's happy on the podium there. Obviously we know it's disappointing when we know we could have possibly got a win there, but look at it from the other angle, guys. We lost out on the Canadian Grand Prix by 1 second in a Toro Rosso, and our teammate finished 12th, 40 seconds behind us. Now, I'm sure people are going to leave comments down below, up the difficulty, Alex. Well, I might do it at the end of this season, guys. I'm definitely considering it now. Obviously, it does look a bit easier than I thought here. You can see we've moved back ahead of Raikkonen in that race as well, on to 66 points there as well. So yeah, I'm definitely considering it towards the end of the season, or sorry, for next season, going up to the next difficulty. But I'm not the sort of person to just randomly change the difficulty in the middle of the season, because in my opinion, it will sort of change the championship a little bit, and it might not make it as interesting, let's just say, if we change up the difficulty. But here we are. Let's have a look at this first lap here in Canada. So you can see we got a good run past Raikkonen here, and there was slight contact in turn 1 between myself and the 2 Mercedes, who are still side by side. They ran side by side for so many corners here in Canada. I'm not too sure why they needed to, but they just really wanted to beat each other here. But I had a really good run through this corner here. You can see I just dived it down the inside here. Well, it wasn't really a dive, was it? That left a huge amount of space, and I just went for that move down the inside, and both of those Mercedes just gave me room. But then I was like, we've got to go defensive here, because they will be trying to attack us here around the outside. But we go to the inside, they try and go around the outside. It looks like Rosberg's going past Hamilton here. Oh, it's very close there between Hamilton and Rosberg. I don't actually know what happened to Hamilton in that race. It's really weird. I don't know what happened to him, but Rosberg and Vettel both finished ahead of him. But into the hairpin, you can see, yeah, that lockup. That lockup, that seems to happen at literally every single corner in this career mode. But I suppose it's something I can definitely learn on, trying to understand the braking points a little bit better in these career modes. But anyway, down the back straight once again, you can see Both of those Mercedes were right up behind me on this first lap of the race, but I managed to defend from them and keep that victory. Well, not victory. It felt like a victory then, but we kept the first place for quite a few laps, up to lap 16 I think it was, and unfortunately lost it right at the end there. But guys, thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Until next time, it's been Alex from out here. Goodbye.